She's not avoiding you. She's not playing games. And you didn't fumble anything. What's actually happening is way deeper, and once you hear this, you'll realize she pulled back because she feels too much, not too little. Miss this, and you'll chase her away. Get it right, and the whole dynamic flips. It's late. Like stupid late. Your phone's face down, screen dark, but you already checked it 5 times anyway. You tell yourself you're cool, unbothered. Whatever happens, happens, but your chest knows that's cap. Because she didn't disappear completely. She didn't block you. She didn't say goodbye. She just slowed down. Shorter replies, longer gaps. That weird shift where the energy feels off, but nobody says it out loud. If this is you, you keep replaying tiny moments you shouldn't care about. The way she laughed a little too hard that one night. How she held eye contact a second longer than normal, then looked away like she scared herself. How she opened up just enough, then pulled back the very next day. And now you're stuck asking the question you hate admitting. What did I do wrong? Maybe this hits closer than you expected because part of you already knows. This doesn't feel like rejection. It feels like resistance. Like she wants you, but doesn't trust what wanting you might cost her. You notice it in the small stuff. She watches your stories but doesn't reply. She texts late, never early. She says she's busy. But you know busy doesn't look like this. And the messed up part, you don't miss her presence as much as you miss the almost. The tension, the what could have been, you try to play it chill. Tell yourself not to catch feelings. But alone, you wonder if backing off earlier would have changed everything. Or if leaning in scared her more. So here's the real question. The one you haven't let yourself ask yet. What if she didn't pull away because she didn't care, but because falling for you felt like stepping off a ledge she promised herself she'd never jump from again? Let me slow this down for you. Most men get this wrong because they think distance always means disinterest. It doesn't. Sometimes it means pressure. Sometimes it means fear. And sometimes it means she felt something she wasn't planning to feel. I've seen it more times than I can count. It usually doesn't happen in some dramatic moment. It's quiet, ordinary, a random night. You're sitting across from her, coffee going cold, music low. She's relaxed, laughing. Then there's this pause, just a beat too long. Her eyes stay on yours, and you feel it, that click. Something locks in, and right after that, she changes. Not rude, not gone, just different. Most guys assume I should push harder, text more, explain more, show more interest. That's the myth. That chasing fixes uncertainty. It doesn't. It amplifies it. Here's the part nobody tells you. When a woman starts to imagine you in her life, not just tonight, but next month, next year, that's when her defenses wake up. Old scars, old promises she made to herself. The "I'm not doing this again" talk she had in her own head at 2 a.m. So she creates space, not to hurt you. To breathe. Another myth, if she wanted you, it would be easy. Nah, real connection is messy. It's inconvenient. It shows up when people aren't ready. One principle you need to hear, even if it stings: masculine calm beats masculine pursuit. Every time. When you stay steady, don't overtext, don't chase vibes, don't get in your head, you become the safest place in the room. That's rare. That's attractive. Second truth, shorter and harder. You don't win her by probing, you win her by not needing to. If she's pulling back, the move isn't panic, it's presence. Solid, unrushed, no drama. Because when fear meets pressure, it runs. When fear meets calm, sometimes it leans in. The room's quiet, but not peaceful. That kind of quiet that hums. Air conditioner rattling like it's tired too. Blue light from your phone washing the walls. Midnight-ish, maybe later. You can still smell her perfume on your hoodie. Not strong, just enough to mess with you. You replay the last moment. The way she leaned in when she laughed. How her knee brushed yours. How she went still right after. Like she caught herself. You remember the pause before she spoke. That half second where it felt like she almost said something real, then didn't. Your phone buzzed earlier, her name, just one line. Casual, dry, like nothing happened. And that's the part that hits. Because something did happen. You felt it, that click in your chest. The one you try to play off like no big deal. Like you're chill. like you don't care that much. Cap. You stare at the ceiling, counting cracks, counting reasons why you shouldn't text back right now. Your thumb hovers, pulls away, comes back. Pathetic, you think, human actually. You wonder if you came on too strong or not strong enough. If you should have said less or said everything. You hear her voice in your head, not the words. The tone, soft, careful, guarded like someone who's been burned and still smells smoke. That's when it lands. She didn't run because she felt nothing. She froze because she felt too much. And now you're both standing on opposite sides of the same moment. Neither of you moving, both pretending you're fine. So tell me, what hurts more? Being avoided by someone who doesn't care, or being held at a distance by someone who does, but is scared to fall and not get back up? A lot of men walk into this situation carrying beliefs they never chose. They just pick them up. From friends, from pain, from late nights scrolling and overthinking. One of the biggest ones is this quiet idea that distance means disinterest. That if she wanted you, she'd be blowing up your phone. That silence is a no. I used to believe that too. I remember sitting in my car after a good night, engine off, heat still ticking, staring at my phone like it owed me something. She didn't text. I told myself it was over. Truth was, she was scared of how fast it felt. She didn't ghost you. You disappeared from yourself. Another belief, if you just show her more texts, more effort, more explaining, she'll feel safer. Sounds logical. It's not. I've watched guys talk themselves right out of attraction. Not because they cared, but because they needed reassurance. Attention is cheap. Respect is priceless. Here's the sneaky one. The belief that you lost her, that you fumbled, that there was some perfect move you missed. Nah. Most of the time, nothing went wrong. Something went real, and real makes people hesitate. You don't lose her. You lose your own presence. This isn't about pulling back to play games. That's corny. It's about staying grounded. Still, you. Not shrinking. Not chasing. Just solid. Awareness doesn't hit like a slap. It feels like exiling. Like realizing you don't need to fix what was never broken. The 1% headman sees the moment differently. When she pulls back, he doesn't flinch. He doesn't rush to label it. He doesn't spin stories at 2 a.m. or blow up her phone trying to fix the vibe. He notices the shift and stays rooted. This is what he understands. Attraction doesn't die in silence. It dies in desperation. He knows fear and disinterest don't look the same, even though most men treat them like twins. Fear hesitates. Disinterest relaxes. One gets quiet, the other checks out. This is how he leads with presence, not pressure. He answers when it's natural, not instantly, not cold, just clean. He doesn't over-explain, doesn't pitch himself, doesn't chase breadcrumbs. He stays busy with his own life, gym, sweat still on his skin, mind locked into his mission. So when he shows up, it's grounded, not needy. There's a moment most guys panic. The gap, the space between messages. The headman sits in it, calm, unrattled, because he's not trying to extract certainty from someone who's still sorting her own emotions. He chooses patience over panic, strength over noise, centeredness over chasing, not because he's playing games. That's corny, but because he trusts his presence. And here's the quiet flex most men miss. When you don't rush or fear, you become the place it softens. That's the 1%. It doesn't happen in some hype moment. No music, no big speech. It's quiet. You're alone. Sink full of dishes you didn't touch. Streetlight bleeding through the blinds. The room smells like cold coffee and last night. Your phone's on the table. Screen down. For once. You think about how many times you almost sent that text. How your thumb hovered. How you rewrote the same sentence like it could save you. Quick flashes hit. Her smile when she forgot to guard herself. That pause before she pulled away. The way you shrank right after, trying to be easier to keep. And then it lands. Soft at first, almost a whisper. Why am I bending for someone who hasn't even asked me to? You feel it in your chest. Not anger. Clarity. You remember who you were before the overthinking, before the late night spirals, before you started measuring your worth by response times and read receipts. That version of you wasn't loud. He was steady. Here's the drop, the wait moment. You don't need to convince anyone to choose you. It hits heavy. Thud. No echo. You pick up the phone, not to text her, just to check the time. Life keeps moving. Crazy how that works. You realize something most men miss while they're busy chasing. If she's scared, that's hers to face. If you're solid, that's yours to keep. And for the first time in a while, you don't feel behind. You feel back. So maybe she didn't walk away. Maybe she froze. Maybe what scared her wasn't you doing something wrong, but you doing something right. You felt it. That tension, that quiet pull, the kind that makes rooms feel smaller, the kind that makes people back up because standing still would mean jumping in. You don't need to chase that. You don't need to explain yourself into being chosen. You don't need to shrink to be easier to hold. If she's scared, let her be scared. You stay solid, feet planted, spine straight, heart calm, because the truth is simple, even if it stings. You don't lose women by standing still. You lose yourself by running after people who are already running from their own feelings.